It's time to bring out the BetterWorldian in all of us. Welcome to BetterWorldians Radio with your hosts, Ray, Mary Sue, and Gregory Hansel. BetterWorldians Radio inspires you with the people and ideas that are making the world a better place. You'll hear how small acts can make a big difference every day. Now, here are Ray, Mary Sue, and Gregory.
Hi, welcome to BetterWorldians Radio. BetterWorldians Radio is a weekly broadcast whose mission is to uplift and inspire you to make the world a better place. I'm Ray Hansel, joined today by my co-host, Mary Sue Hansel. BetterWorldians Radio is brought to you by BetterWorldians Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to make the world a better place by encouraging the very best in everyone. Essentially, we believe it's better to plant flowers, not just pull weeds. So we focus on positive thinking, positive values, and positive actions. In short, our vision is to bring out the better world in everyone so that we can all make it a better world. Joining us today on BetterWorldians Radio is Michael Garrett, founder of Trusted World, a Texas-based nonprofit that sprang into action after Hurricane Harvey devastated the city of Houston. Trusted World provides the best resources for free to people or organizations who are providing services on someone else's behalf. Hi, Michael. Thanks for joining us today on BetterWorldians Radio.
Hi, Ray. How you doing?
Very, very good. So let's start out. Tell us a little bit about Trusted World, what it does, and what inspired you to start this nonprofit.
Well, what Trusted World does 365 when we're not handling disasters is we do data collection, not at the same level that we do for disasters. And then what we do is we sort through the clothing and food, mainly gender, size, and style. And then what we do is we make them available to other organizations online for free. So we focus in on smaller nonprofits who are don't have the room or the skill set to do donation management. School counselors, a lot of the school counselors, they'll see the same person or the same child wear the same clothes every day. And then what they'll do is they'll interview the family and they'll find out that the family's in need. And then they go on our website and they'll order clothing for Bobby, Susan, and then mom and dad, and maybe even baby Billy. And then what they'll do is we provide that to them for free. Like Amazon Pick and Pack, we'll pick the order and we'll give it to them.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how would you describe who you best serve? Who are you really helping?
Right now, what we do is we help schools, police departments. We have a lot of the advocacy police officers working with us, and smaller nonprofits who just, again, they don't have the resources. They have enough room to either counsel or provide resources. We tell them, you focus on what you do best, we'll focus on what we'll do best, so we got your back.
Mm-hmm. And how did you get involved recently in the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts?
We're a member of what's called the Dallas County VOAD, which is Volunteer Organizations Assisting in Disasters. The partnership's made up of Red Cross, Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, the emergency managing groups of each of the cities, ourselves, S.P.C, and we all have a role that we play. So our role is donation management. Red Cross handles the shelter, Salvation Army is boots on the ground, and then we all work together, making sure that, again, everyone's focusing on their efficiencies. Mm-hmm. And we have the space to handle the resources coming in as far as the donations, whereas the Red Cross is trying to get as many people as they can into a shelter and not try to do shelter and resources at the same time.
Oh, okay. I see. Now, it was announced that you guys are receiving donations for relief efforts. How's that response been?
Oh, absolutely incredible. From the time it was announced, we pretty much had car after car after car for a week and a half of people just bringing donations to us. The people in North Texas have been absolutely incredible, but they went beyond that. The next thing we know, that the cars and the trucks and the trailers were coming in from Arkansas, from Tennessee. And then it started coming from Wisconsin and California and New York and New Jersey. And it was just amazing to see people wanting to help people from all over the country. And a lot of people, they would pull up and drop off donations, and they'd see what we were doing, and they would park the car, and they would come inside and help us.
Oh. Now, these people coming from far away, are they just dropping something off and then off you go? Or are they, besides actually pitching it?
That's what they thought they were going to do. But when they saw the humanity of what we were doing, they all jumped in and started helping. We actually had people take vacation to work with us for the week. We've had there was a guy who's on vacation from Fiji, and he heard what was going on, and he diverted his vacation time and came and helped us for a couple of days. We had people who were on business trips extend their business trip an extra day so they could come work with us for a day. It's absolutely amazing to see humanity helping humanity at this level. It was incredible.
Yeah, it's really, we've seen it, I guess, from a distance, but seeing people come from such a distance, and it's on a very personal level. It's not just writing a check, which is wonderful.
Oh, no.
But it's actually, really getting in a car, driving, in some cases, very long distances. I guess they've had to make plans to stay overnight because of the travel time that it took to do that, and then being so overwhelmed that they actually pitch in and get involved with this, which I would assume might keep them connected to Trusted World even beyond this particular crisis in some capacity or another. So that's fantastic. So you have warehouse facilities there that are basically bringing all that together?
Yes, we have a 341,000 square foot warehouse, which is loaned to us by an organization that had this building sitting empty for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. We try to do everything based upon volunteers or donations. We try to keep our overhead down as little as possible. Mm-hmm. One of the coolest things I saw was a group of people who come in the morning, and what they'll do is they leave at their door the identity. There's no religion, there's no race, there's no gender. It's just humans coming in and working with each other to help other humans. And I watch people who didn't know each other in the morning, mm-hmm. hugging and sharing stuff at lunchtime and sharing Facebook addresses and phone numbers at the end of the day, mm-hmm. and walking out almost arm in arm as friends. Mm-hmm. It was just absolutely amazing to watch the process of this day in and day out of mm-hmm. people coming in here to help.
Now, this has been at a distance. Dallas and Houston are what? How many hours apart?
It's 4.5 hours.
Okay. So, but in spite of that, people all over, way even beyond Texas, have been coming and pitching in, and then I guess from there, the donations or the various kinds of ways that people donate are then transported to the Houston area or to the shelters?
Yeah, our first role in what we were doing with the VOAD was we were making sure that the shelters were taken care of with resources. That was the people coming up from Houston who were displaced because of the storm or flooding or whatever it may be. Now that we have that under control, what we're doing now is we're taking all the resources and we're trucking it down to the areas that we know are in need of relief.
Okay. And there's quite a few places in Houston that we've been hearing about on TV, including that mattress place and others that have pitched in and said, hey, come here. So that's really great to see that extent, which I assume is one of the locations that you guys have probably been dropping some of your donated material to.
Yeah, we've been dropping off a whole bunch of places, churches, schools. A lot of people are opening up their facilities and saying, hey, listen, we'll house resources and we'll make sure they get distributed to the right people.
Now, this has been a massive undertaking for Trusted World. I guess it's probably one of the biggest that you've undertaken so far?
Considering we're only 4 years old, I would say yes, this is a very big operation for us.
So what's life been like these last 3 weeks?
It's been a crazy 3 weeks. We've been putting in 16 to 18-hour days. The first 2 weeks was nonstop, and then we decided, listen, we can only do 6 days a week so we don't burn out. We've been taking Sundays off.
Mm-hmm. This is really fantastic. You guys are really great BetterWorldians, and I commend you. Believe me, the world is watching you folks in Texas. As I mentioned to you before the show, we have some family connections. We've been down to Allen, McKinney, Plano many, many times. So we feel a particular affinity to the Dallas area and the Dallas-Fort Worth area more than we do Houston. But at the same time, we have friends and connections there, and we're really very, very happy to hear that folks like you are on the ground doing the really terrific work that you're doing. We'll talk more with Michael Garrett, founder of Trusted World, in a moment. But right now, I'd like to take a brief break and tell our listeners a little bit about our sponsor, the uplifting virtual world game on Facebook called A Better World. A Better World encourages social good positive mindsets, and giving to social causes like these organizations we're talking to today to make a positive difference in the world. Players do things like share acts of kindness, express gratitude, send get-well notes to real-world sick children, and many, many more. So far, over 1 million people have done over 40 million good deeds in over 100 countries across the globe. And every month, the Better World partners with a different charity and challenges the players in the game to do a certain level or number of good deeds within the game. When they do, and consistently they have always done, A Better World releases funds to the monthly charity. You can find out more at betterworld.com. Now let's welcome back Michael Garrett and my co-host, Mary Sue Hansel.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Great. I loved seeing some of the things you had on your Facebook page. I think you gave a tour of the big facility there and showed all the donations. It really brought the whole situation to life, besides seeing what was going on TV. Now, can you share a story or two of people that gave their time and money to help? I know you started chatting a bit about it with Ray, but I find it really interesting. Do you have any personal events you can tell about?
Yeah, we have some people here who they're here every day. They're in between jobs, and they just look, listen, I'd rather do this than sit at home. They'll leave for a couple hours to go for a job interview and come back again. We've had people take vacations. They spend the whole week with us. And the beautiful part about it is they bring a skill set with them. They're either like a fork truck driver or they have some warehouse background. We put them in leader spots. It's absolutely amazing to see these people just giving up their time when, go on vacation. You could go anywhere. You're going to pick a warehouse in the middle of Texas. I mean, that's just amazing that they would give of themselves that way.
Well, we do a lot of interviews with positive psychologists, and one of their principles and their scientific findings, are that when you do good deeds like this and you help people like this, it actually helps yourself and makes you feel better. And I think not only it's probably making them feel better, but it's making everybody that hears about it and sees about it feel better. So it's just a beautiful thing to watch. What does it mean to you to see this, the whole community coming together like this?
Wow, I'll tell you what, it restores my faith in humanity, that's for sure. Again, I'm inspired by these people, and they're telling me that they're inspired by us. And I think it's kind of like a catch-22 in the whole inspiration thing.
Yeah.
But again, when you just see these people sweating and doing everything like that, and then they find out that, you're working next to them, and they get all excited, and that gets them going, and it's just amazing. I mean, I never seen so many people take selfies in my entire life than I have for the last 3 weeks. It's incredible.
How many volunteers were there, or are there?
Well, the first 2 weeks we were probably going through 1,300 to 1,500 a day.
Wow.
And then, yes. And then it dwindled down, and now we're probably going through just a couple hundred a day. Everyone's like, well, listen, I have to go back to work. I have to do this. But we still have those people who are still the constants every day that are coming in saying, listen, I'm committed to this. And then we'll just wait until we'll ride it through and see what happens.
It was interesting to see, as I said on the Facebook page, how different people were assigned different duties. But some people sorted the clothes, and then the next group of people sorted the sizes and stuff like that. Who came up with all this brilliant planning?
Myself and our team. I spent 30 years in manufacturing, and my specialty is efficiencies. I'm a Six Sigma guy. And so what we did is we laid everything out on processes and phases. And so phase one of the operation was bring everything in and label it at a high-level category like food or toiletries or diapers. Phase two is sorting everything to make sure that it now goes down to its smallest component. So toiletries become shampoo, conditioner, soap. Diapers are all the same size or put on the same pallets. So everything's broken down to its smallest component so we can go to phase three, which is pick and pack. So when we hear about places down south that go, hey, listen, we need these many diapers, or we need some cleaning supplies, or we need stuff, we can actually go through the warehouse and pick and pack their order exactly where they want it based upon how many pallets we can fit on the truck that's going there. So we try to make whatever resources we send as efficient as possible. The whole thing takes a process. It takes a plan. It takes maps. It takes direction. And we focus on that, and we made it so that these people who come in on a daily basis can follow these procedures and turn around and become leaders.
Wow. So that was your background before you ever founded Trusted World? Okay. What did you do before that?
I spent a lot of time working for Philadelphia area companies, doing, again, I was either vice president of operations, a plant manager. For a couple of years, I was even the director of disaster for a large bank.
Oh, well, it's interesting. I saw that immediately because that's my background, operations officers. And so when I saw on the Facebook page, I said, oh, somebody knew what they were doing there. But anyway, what did you learn about people from the whole process?
That when it's a shame, though, that it takes a disaster like this to actually have everyone break down their walls. So to open up themselves to the point where they'll become friends with people that they never met before. No one's coming in with an attitude. No one's coming in with a chip. Again, nobody's seeing anything other than a human being working next to you. And it's a shame that it takes a disaster for us to get to that point where we open ourselves up to the basic human elements, and you're making friends with people that you'd probably never, ever meet anywhere else in your entire life.
Yeah, it seems like it opens people's hearts.
It does.
Yeah, so that's such a beautiful thing to see. Now, I think I saw on your website that you stopped collecting donations now. Is that accurate or not?
Yes, we have plenty of space, but the question we were asking ourselves is how much is enough?
Okay.
And so we asked the public, hey, hold off. Let us process what we have so that we can make sure that we're getting everything down to where it needs to be, which we are, before we because it's hard when you have so many volunteers and so much space. You can either focus on receiving or shipping. It's really hard to do both. And so what we're telling the public is hold off, let us ship. Let us get the stuff down there. If we have to open up the pipeline again, we will. But somehow I'm thinking, as I'm looking through this warehouse, I'm looking at 900,000 bottles of water. I'm looking at hundreds and hundreds of pallets of diapers. And it's all leaving. We have hundreds of pallets of food. We've got hundreds of pallets of all kinds of resources. At one point, there's probably close to 4,000 pallets in here. And I would say probably a quarter of them are probably gone now.
Oh. How are the people doing down there in Houston? Are you getting a lot of feedback from all this?
What I'm getting is they're finding what they used to own and they're trying to clean it out. And so I hear a lot of stories of they need cleaning supplies, they need gloves, they need buckets, they need people to come down and help them rip the drywall out because the flooding was either waist high or maybe it was 2 stories high, and they have to throw everything away.
Oh boy. Well, how can people help now?
If you're local, we need volunteer help. If you're far away, we're going to say, please don't send any donations to us. We could use financial support.
Okay.
It takes trucks. It takes fuel. It takes a lot of stuff to get this stuff down there. From the inside, we have to buy pallets and boxes and shrink wrap. And there's a lot of expenses that go along with this that most people don't think about.
Now, how would they donate? Tell
they
our
can
listeners.
Go to trustedworld.org.
Okay.
And there's a link on there. We call it long-term love because we're not just here to help them this week. We're here to help them for quite some time.
Sounds great, Michael. Now, Michael, here's the last question we do ask everyone every week. How do you hope Trusted World is helping to make the world a better place?
Well, our motto is helping people help people. And I'm hoping that we're providing the vehicle in which these people here that are volunteering their time are helping the people that are down in South Texas regain their life back again. And so we see it working. We're hoping that's going to continue to work, but that's always been our motto is we help people help people.
Well, that's a very similar motto to what we are all about here at BetterWorldians Radio. We look to promote people who are helping people and let people know because we think that that by doing so, we can all make it a better world. So I thank you for joining us today and sharing the mission and the work that's being done by Trusted World and specifically to the relief of the victims of Hurricane Harvey in Texas. Thank you very much for joining us, Michael.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. BetterWorldians Radio is brought to you by BetterWorldians Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to make the world a better place by encouraging the very best in everyone. As we said before, we believe it's essential to plant flowers, not just pull out the weeds. So we focus on positive thinking, positive values, and today, specifically on the positive actions of people like our guest today, Trusted World. In short, our vision is to bring out the better worldie in everyone so that we can all make it a better world. So go to BetterWorldians.com to become part of this important mission. And until next time, everyone, please be a better worldian.